Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome back to Venting with Us. I hope everybody had a great week. This episode is going to be a little bit sensitive, so I just warn everybody before I deep dive into this episode that I am going to be talking about some sensitive stuff. It's going to rub some people the wrong way. So if you feel like you cannot tune into this episode, I completely understand. And you cannot, if you need to not listen or watch, however you're tuning into the show, I completely understand and I support it 100%. So, the one thing that I have always said about my show is that, this is a platform where people can feel comfortable to express themselves, obviously in a respectable manner, but to be able to have their own opinion be heard and not be judged, and always listen. It's the one thing that I do feel like a lot of people lack in the world, that they want to talk about sensitive topics, but they never want to listen. And that is a big, big problem in the world. But before I get too heavy, I do have my wine because I knew that this was going to send me through the rails today. So I'm going to, love my wines. But I do hope that everybody had a great week. It's been a rough week in the world. I was going to talk about a documentary today, and I felt like I woke up this morning with a really heavy heart. And everybody knows, or the people that know me or have followed my career from the beginning. And when I say that, I say it as far as, when I had started originally on social media. And I have followers from the beginning up until now, and they've kind of, seen this whole growth that I've gone through. Some not so good. But we all grow and learn, and, we keep moving. But this morning, I really felt like, again, not to get too religious on you guys, I felt a very heavy heart. It's really sad with what's happening out in the world right now. You guys know I don't talk about politics. I don't get too deep into religion, because I do, as far as politics go, I'm going to go back a little bit. I do believe, and I've always said this, everybody has the right to pick and choose whoever they want to vote for. This is a free world, and whatever your heart speaks to you, by all means, that's where you should go. As far as religion, I think religion is beautiful, no matter if you're Jewish, if you're Christian, if you're Baptist, if anything. I think everybody has the right to believe in whatever they believe in. Everybody knows that I believe in God. And I am not, I wouldn't say extremely religious, but I do have faith, and I do believe that things happen for a reason. I've always said this. I do believe that everything happens for a reason during a time, a moment in someone's life to either grow or for them to be more aware of the situations. Again, I don't know if I said it before. I'm kind of like a little off today. I do apologize, guys, too. And I'm a little bit under the weather, so please bear with me in this episode. But this episode is going to be very sensitive. And if you guys feel the need not to listen or tune in or watch this episode, I completely understand and I respect it. If it's the lowest views I completely get it. I know people don't want to listen to someone else talk about religion and all of these topics. I completely get it. So if you feel like this is too much for you, I just ask, I'm going to talk about this once on this episode, and then we're going to go into season 6. And this is the way we're going to end season 5. So I understand, but know that I still love you guys because you guys are always there to support me. So if you feel like you can't tune into this episode, I completely respect that and I understand. That being said, so as everybody knows, November 1st came and millions of people in the world lost their SNAP benefits. For those that do not know what SNAP benefits are basically your food stamps. And I know that there are mixed reviews about this because some people feel like, that there are some people taking advantage of the system, which again, everybody that knows my story, especially when with my grandmother, I understand this. I am very sympathetic towards this. I literally, when my grandfather passed away, I tried to get insurance for my grandmother and they would not give it to her. They said that she made way too much money and my grandmother was making close to like $400 a month on Social Security. And meanwhile, I was in social service and I could see all these people driving BMWs, having their houses paid, having Louis Vuitton bags or Gucci bags, whatever, but name brand bags and stuff, dressed really nice and milking the system. So when I say this to you guys, I know firsthand what it's like to feel that anger of how is it that they're doing it, and I'm not even asking for food assistance or assistance from the government. I just need insurance for my grandmother, and not being able to give that. I always say again, I got very lucky, and I know definitely God was watching over me because where I was working at the time, which was a durable medical equipment company, a DME in the medical field, I was able to get a lot of stuff for free. I was able to get certain things, for a lesser price than what other people's would pay for the equipment. And I was able to get a lot of doctors to put my grandmother on a hardship. So I got very blessed in that way. So knowing how hard it was for me for just insurance, I can only imagine for those that do need it, elderly, little babies, not having SNAP and these assistant programs to help them has to be the most terrifying thing in the world. I need my wine. There are going to be people that are going to say, oh, well, it's the Democrats, shutting down the government. They don't want to open up the government. And some of the Democrats are saying, oh, it's the Republican. For me, and again, this is my opinion, guys, it doesn't matter at the end if you're Republican or if you're a Democrat. At the end of the day, we all know that things can be done so that way people don't starve in the world. Again, you don't have to be political to know that emotionally, as a human being, as someone who believes in faith, and whoever it is that you guys believe in, this is not right. This is not right at all for people to go on the internet and have these outbursts of, oh, why is it that I can work and, I have to feed you, go get a job, go get a job. And, what's happening is that a lot of these people that are going on social media, which feel that comfortable expressing themselves. And yes, we can go on social media and express how we want to feel, but at some point you have to have some type of, what's the word I want to use? Common sense. Common sense to know that these are elderly people, these are children that need these things. And I'm so sick of people saying, oh, well, people that are on SNAP benefits, all they do is buy is garbage. Half of the shit that you fucking eat is garbage. Okay? Let these people, I don't give a fuck. Okay? I don't give a fuck about them buying Cheetos and popcorn. I don't care. If you look at the amount of money that you pay per year towards this, it's nothing. Let them enjoy it. You want to sit your fat ass on the couch. I should have not said that. I'm sorry. But I'm so angry about this. I apologize, guys. But you guys want to sit at home and be comfortable, and you guys want to have your snacks and your luxury items. These people have nothing. When I tell you, nothing. So if they want to have snacks, let them have the snacks. I don't care. I do not care. I would rather them have food than them not have anything at all. Okay? And before anybody says anything about the whole fat comment, I'm not that skinny either. So, and I'm here drinking my wine. So I'm probably going to gain like 20 pounds. But, no, but seriously, we have millions of people out there starving right now. They have no access to food. How is this okay with people? We got very lucky, and I do like Mondami. I think that we needed a change. People want to say he's a communist. That is okay. Again, my thing is that if you don't, we always try and follow all these rules. If you don't vote, you don't get a say. I'm okay with this. I said this on social media. If you don't live in New York, though, you don't have a right to an opinion on someone that you don't even live in the same state. So here's my thing. Whether or not if Mondami is going to be a good mayor or if he's going to be a bad mayor, I don't know. He just came into office. But what I do know is that the changes that he's talking about, hopefully he does, these things do happen. But the things that he's requesting are a lot of what our old mayor was requesting herself. So I don't understand why it's such a big deal. And people are complaining. He's like, oh, yeah, second day in, he's already asking money. The reason why he's asking for money is because he's trying to do it a different way. And he's trying to prove a point. And people are so focused on the communist part, which he's not. He's a democratic socialist. But they're so focused on this that they don't they're not seeing between the lines of him trying to do something different. And the thing is that those people, and I'm not defending, again, this is my own opinion. There are people in the world that do not like change. They don't like change. They're afraid of it. And everybody knows that in order to improve or get ahead, you have to change. It's not going to always be good. A lot of people did not support many presidents that came into the government, and they didn't like their ideas. They fought them back. I don't think you're not going to be able to please everybody, but you guys got to give people a little bit of a chance. He hasn't even been able, and he hasn't been a mayor long enough to be able to fuck up yet. He really hasn't. He's only been in there for less than a week. So give him a moment so that way he can be able to do, what he said he's going to do. You're not even giving him a chance yet. And I think that a lot of the changes I do agree with. Again, it's just like any president going into office. We're never really going to know what they're really going to come to the plate with. They can feed us a whole bowl of soup. Doesn't mean that the soup is going to be good, but until we try it, until we actually know. But as far as people starving in the world, I've said this before and I will continue to say this. When you are no longer on this planet and you go up to the pearly gates, okay, no matter what religion you are, God is not going to look at you and say, you know what, you were a Republican, I don't think you're going to make it. You were a Democrat, I don't think you could make it inside the doors. He's only looking at to see exactly what you've done in your life, what you've contributed in life. It's disgusting for me to see so many people are okay with people starving out there, and you have a president that is fighting not to give people the SNAP benefits when he has the capability of doing it. And again, this has nothing to do with being a Democrat or Republican. He put it out there on his social media. He's appealed the courts to stop the process of people getting SNAP. How is this okay? How is this okay? But if you think that that's okay, then, again, to each his own. You're entitled to your own opinion. I do want to share some light good news to those that are on Snap. So if you know anybody on Snap, please, you can share it. I'm also going to put this in on my page so that way people who are on Snap, they can be able to check these things out. I've just recently been doing a lot of research. So for anybody that's on Snap, if you show your card at any of these places, you can either get a discount or you can get free food. So, and a couple of these places are in New Jersey. So McDonald's, Red Lobster. Red Lobster's doing, I'm sorry, let me go back a little bit. So if you go to McDonald's and you show your EBT card, I know they're giving out fries. I don't know what else they're giving out. I know they're doing also free breakfast, but I don't know when that will be. Some of the locations I've seen up until the 11th. So you guys have time to get some free food. Red Lobster is giving away free boil. I don't really know what that is. I don't eat seafood, but if you guys know, then you know. Popeyes is giving away free chicken sandwiches. Olive Garden, if you show them that you have an EBT card, they will take care of the bill completely. You can order whatever it is you want. Starbucks is contributing. Burger King, Domino's, Pizza Hut, KFC, Edible Arrangements is actually doing a cute little giveaway to the kids. They're giving away these little fruit cup snacks. Denny's, Wendy's, Taco Bell, Mamma Mia, Casey's Pizza and Wings, which I believe is in New Jersey. And also in New Jersey, Roman Gourmet Maplewood. So shout out to everybody there that's helping in the best way that they can to be able to not allow people to starve this month. This is also a hard month also because we still don't know whether or not if SNAP is going to be available even next month they're talking about. So hopefully this does not happen and people get their SNAP benefits back before then. But if you know anybody that has an EBT card, please. Again, I'm going to put this up on my site so that way you guys can share this information with anybody that's on SNAP benefits so that way they don't go hungry. But I also wanted to deep dive into something also that's very disturbing, which I found out. Oh, by the way, and I apologize, I'm going to go back a little bit because I ended up finding out um, that a lot of people were very, very angry also about this. This is another disgusting kind of thing that's happening. But so the restaurants have come together to try and support people that are on EBT cards and give them free food. And I'm looking at the comments, and people, when you think that it couldn't get crazy enough, you have people out there then getting upset that the restaurants are doing this or the food chains are doing this, and then they don't get free food. You're not on SNAP. How dare you be upset that you can't get free food when you have a job? These are only specifically for people that have SNAP. And for you to think that it's okay to be angry that you can't get free food is even more like it's just mind blowing. Like how insensitive of a person you are. Like those people need a reality check. And I'm glad that all these people that are going on social media and that are having these crash outs over people that have SNAP, they're all losing their jobs. I'm actually supportive of this. So if you guys see anybody on social media, definitely repost it and find out where they work, because this is disgusting. This is really disgusting. How can you be upset that these companies are trying to help people that do not have food, and because you can't get the food for free, you're going to get upset? It just does not make sense. Do you want people to go hungry, or do you not want them to go hungry? I don't understand. I really don't understand, because you can afford to go to the grocery store and get your own food. You do have the money to go to any of these locations and buy your own food. What is the problem? I don't really understand people these days. I really don't. It's very insensitive. But I keep saying, sometimes you don't have to say anything for stuff to work out for people. And I've always said this. That karma always will come back full force. It's I feel like we're in a test right now. And God is sitting back and watching who's doing what and acting in the right way. I really feel like that. Because it's just, you can't make this shit up. You really cannot make this up. The next thing that I want to address is the churches. And I know people are going to be like, oh no, but you guys have no idea. When I tell you, I'm on social media, I see a lot. There's a lot of stuff that I don't talk about. And when I start addressing stuff like this, you know that it's hitting me hardcore. There is a girl named Nicolene, and her page on TikTok is at NIKALIE. I'll put her social media. Please follow this girl. She is doing an experiment across the board of all churches. I mean, like Christian, Baptist, and the churches are pissed right now. They're saying that she's, this is a bad look. She's trying to destroy the religion. She's not. She's showing everybody your bullshit. That's basically what she's doing. She's showing you bullshit. Okay? She called 26 churches. Okay? 23 of those churches said no to her. And when I tell you what she did, you're going to lose your shit. So I happened to stumble because I went down the rabbit hole, and you guys know me, I always end up in the rabbit hole some way, somehow. But so Nicolene is calling all of these churches to see whether or not if they would be able to provide her child. She's calling up saying that she has a 2-month-old child that she the previous night before, around 7 o'clock. In some videos she says 7, and in some videos she says last night that she has no more baby formula for her kid if they can provide free formula for her. Now, she doesn't have any kids. She has a recording in the background of a baby crying. Okay. So I just want to stop right there when I say this. If you hear a baby in the background and I'm calling you, okay, and you hear the baby crying and you hear me say, I have no food for my child, she's 2 months old, your heart automatically breaks. And it's like, oh my God, we got to, try and help this lady and see if, we can get this woman some food, right? So she called, as I stated before, she called 26 churches. And only 23 of them, I'm sorry, she called 26 churches. I'm sorry, I'm so angry today. She called 26 churches, and 23 of the churches that she called said no to her, that they did not have it in their budget, that that's not what they do. They wanted her to join the church in 2 days before they would even supply her with anything. And the churches that did say yes to her were mosque churches, okay? There was one that she called that was it wasn't a church, it was a pro-life facility. It is just so crazy to me that you have the churches, okay, no matter what religion you are, and we're taught, even as Christians or Catholics or whatever religion you are, treat others how you would want to be treated. No matter what religion you are, there's some way, some passage in there that is somewhat close to that. Be thy neighbor. All of these things, right? And this is what you preach about. Have a good heart. Be kind to others. Be there for others. You hear Joel Osteen say it all the time. You hear Joyce Meyer say it all the time. I'm not saying that this is happening over there in their church. I'm just saying these are the things that we grew up learning in the churches. My grandmother was very, very religious, and this is all I ever heard. My grandmother was very, very about donating to different charities. I still do it, myself right now. So, and I will be donating food over to a food market, so that way people can have food. I do it every single year. I try and contribute as much as I can to help others, whether if it's food or it's money, it doesn't matter. I try in some way to contribute. But to know that these churches are turning people away, knowing that they're hungry, we should start taxing the churches, because you see a lot of these. Now, I'm not saying all, but you see a lot of these pastors, they're driving expensive cars, they live in big, beautiful houses. Why is it that we don't tax the church then? We should be able to do, these are the moments where your faith is most tested, especially as a pastor or someone that works in the church. This is when you're tested the most. This is why I keep saying, I feel like we're in a test right now. And they do keep saying that God is going to come one last time. And, I truly believe that he's testing us and seeing all of these things that are happening. And again, whether if you believe or you don't believe, there's always a reason behind everything that happens. And, these places are being exposed. They say donate to the church, donate to the church. But then the church is, you hear a baby in the background screaming and you don't want to pay for formula. Now I looked up, because I don't have any kids, you guys know that, to see how much formula was. And, depending on the brand, it can go anywhere from about $11 all the way up to $25. Also where you shop, it could be even more than that. Formula is very expensive. Diapers are very expensive. So people not being on SNAP, where this is helping them, or on WIC, this is helping them. How do you expect these people to survive like this? So this is what I'm saying. It's like people getting upset that places are willing to give away food for free for people that cannot afford it. It makes me sick to my stomach. It's like, how dare you have the right to say something like that? Why don't you try not being able to buy food for a week? Let's see how far you can get there. Oh, and by the way, update on Toast Lady. If you guys didn't hear my, I think it was the episode before about Toast Lady, how she was talking about the people on Snap. She ended up losing her job. So now see how that came back to haunt her? Because now she's going to be on Snap. And guess what? There's no Snap for her. So now what is she going to do? You see how karma comes back? This is all I'm saying. But definitely check this girl out. Again, it's Nikalie. She's on TikTok. Definitely follow her. She's running this experiment. I hope this is an eye-opening for a lot of people to know that there's a lot of people who are claiming to have this faith and be there for people, but are really not helping people out there in the world. And I think this is a time where we really need to be there for people. And again, this has nothing to do with politics. At the end of the day, it's about doing what's right and really helping those that are struggling. I know for myself, about 2 years ago, I can give you a short story before we end. My next door neighbor, who is elderly, had just lost her mom. She couldn't afford food. And I was lucky with the church that I was attending that I was able to get a turkey through the church. And they didn't give me one, they gave me two. And I always was conflicted about that, because I was like, why do I need two turkeys? I'm by myself. What am I going to do with two turkeys? I took the two turkeys, right? And I said, you know what? I can, in my mind, and this is the way I was thinking, was, okay, I'll have a turkey for Thanksgiving, and then I'll have a turkey for Christmas. As long as it's in the freezer, it should be good, right? So when my neighbor was telling me her story, and I asked her, I said, well, what are you doing? She's like, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm going to do. I gave her my turkey. I was able to give her my turkey. And I always remember that. And that always stays with me. And I'm like, wow, God is really good, because I guess he must have, well, he knows everything, but he must have known that giving me that second turkey, I was going to be able to, do what was good with that turkey. So I just wanted to share that story with you guys. But it's that time. We are going to be in season 6 next week. And then I'm going to be on a little bit of a week hiatus. She needs some rest. I love you guys. I hope you stay safe. Again, I just want to read the list. If you guys know anybody that's on EBT, please let them know. McDonald's, Roman Gourmet, Maplewood, Red Lobster, Popeyes, Olive Garden, Starbucks, Burger King, Domino's, Pizza Hut, KFC, Edible Arrangements, Denny's, Wendy's, Taco Bell, Mamma Mia, Casey's Pizza and Wings. Wingstop is also doing a thing, but I don't know how long they're going to be doing it. So if any of those restaurants are in your location, definitely please let people know that they can get free food or discounts or any of that stuff that they're doing. Also, you're able to look up restaurants in your location of who's doing what. So I hope that everybody stays safe. God bless. And thank you again for tuning in. Love you guys. Oh, did I forget anything? Oh, and don't forget to follow Nicola. All right, guys. Have a good night. Bye.